So good morning everyone. Welcome to our press event today regarding the launch of Fraud Prevention Month. I'm Sergeant Nick Wilshire of the Calgary Police Service in the Crime Prevention team. We kick off Fraud Prevention Month here in Calgary, and we have lots of messages. We have lots of our partners here with us. We have Calgary Police Service. We also have with us the Better Business Bureau. We also have the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners. We have the Real Estate Council of Alberta and Crime Stoppers Association, the RCMP, and also the Alberta Services Commission with us that will be able to give information about fraud. Fraud is something that impacts a lot of people throughout Alberta, and certainly here within Calgary. And it's something that sometimes can go unreported because people feel embarrassed. They feel embarrassed about the mistake that they've made. And what we are trying to emphasize throughout Fraud Prevention Month is not only making people aware of the different frauds that are happening in and around Alberta and in Calgary, but also that you're not alone. You can report these things to us, and also we will give you information that will equip you to be better able to stop yourself becoming a victim of fraud. Fraud is something that happens in lots of different ways. It's come a long way from a letter that you may have received in the post asking you to invest in some kind of business. And now it's something that bombards us either on the internet, through our emails, through our text messaging, and it just comes in lots of different forms. And so we gather with all of the experts that are here to really emphasize things that you can do. We don't want people to be afraid of crime. We want people to have the knowledge so that they can tackle it, be more aware, and also be more aware of how they can actually stop themselves becoming a victim of fraud. All of our partners here will be providing information not only in this press conference but throughout the month, and we encourage people to look on the Calgary Police Service website and also all these different associations. We share lots of information, and it's through knowledge that you'll be able to prepare yourselves and be better able to prevent from being a victim of fraud. I'd like to pass on now from myself on to Mary O'Sullivan Anderson, the President and CEO of the Better Business Bureau.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Mary O'Sullivan Anderson, M-A-R-Y, O'Sullivan, O''S-U-L-L-I-V-A-N, Anderson, A-N-D-E-R-S-E-N. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mary O'Sullivan Anderson, President and CEO of BBB serving Alberta and East Kootenay. I am pleased to be here on behalf of the Better Business Bureau alongside of our partners in Fraud Prevention Month, including the Calgary Police, RCMP, and many others. Today also marks the release of the Better Business Bureau's Scam Tracker Risk Report. BBB has been publishing this report on an annual basis since 2016. The most recent report underscores that online fraudsters can be highly organized crime groups that are stealing hundreds of millions of dollars from Canadians every year. This is most often happening through online investment cryptocurrency scams, with the scammers posing as potential romantic partners or friends. Whether it's romance or a friendship, the scenario is always similar. The fraudsters make initial contact through text, email, social media, or dating sites. Once trust is established, the scammer tells the target about an incredible investment opportunity. Typically, a small amount of money may be invested into a cryptocurrency account. It appears to grow, and then the scam escalates very quickly. Of course, the person online is a criminal. There is no romance, there is no friendship, and the account that the victim believes is legitimate is fake. The money is gone. Sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. In 2023, the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre estimated that Canadians lost more than $300 million in cryptocurrency and investment scams. The numbers are staggering. BBB research indicates that this figure is likely much higher, with approximately only 5% of scams actually being reported to local authorities. I'd like to make one more point about fraud. There are monetary losses, yes, but perhaps the most important and most devastating is how the victim feels. There is shame, there is embarrassment, and it impacts our local communities. These are real people being harmed. This is not just stats. These are people in our community, and some of these people may never recover from the impact. Please take part in the events during Fraud Prevention Month. Take the opportunity to educate and inform yourself or loved ones. Thank you very much.
You had some kind of meter you were saying that you're tracking, or a trackometer or something. Explain that to me.
Yeah, BBB releases our risk index report. We've been doing it since 2016. It's an annual report. And we look at susceptibility, exposure, and monetary losses in order to come up with our risk index. We come up with our top 10, and while cryptocurrency and investment is number 1, in second place is employment, and in third place is home improvement. So there are a number of scams and a number of opportunities that we continue to monitor and make sure that we're educating and informing the public on. Also interesting is that we also break it down in our report to look at who is most likely to fall victim to those scams, what gender might fall more victim to it. So when we look at cryptocurrency investment scams, we do see an increase in risk and susceptibility among women. And then likewise in our number 2 place with employment scams, we see men falling victim to that. And both of those are really important and really, really sad at the same time. You know, when we look at victims and who might be asking themselves, you know, should I report it, or what will they do, or what will be done? The important thing to note is no matter whether you're a victim of any type of crime, the victim is never to blame. It is always somebody else that's to blame, no matter what it is, because the important thing to note is it is a crime, and it's the criminal who is responsible. So everything that you're feeling is, you should feel validated to feel those feelings, but it's the criminal that's to blame.
I'm loving this vulnerability aspect. And so obviously different frauds create a different vulnerability profile. So a man like me, frankly, I need more money in my retirement, might be more vulnerable for this cryptocurrency because of that. So it's, my point being, vulnerability spreads is the spectrum of all humans, really. And like we position differently within the vulnerability scale. Can you kind of explain what I'm trying to say there?
Yeah, no, I absolutely understand that. I mean, the fact of the matter is when we look at everything that's going on in the economy and communities, everything that's sort of, you know, that we're hearing, what that translates to is increased risk. We're vulnerable as people, whether that's looking for connection, which might translate to a romance scam, whether we're looking for employment, which might translate to an employment scam, whether we're looking at a multitude of different things. The fact is, at the end of the day, we're humans, and because we're humans, we need to protect each other. So everything that we do in terms of Fraud Prevention Month and informing one another is to protect each other. It might mean that you might not get your loss back in your situation, but it can go a long way in protecting somebody else in your community.
Do you get many members of the public calling you? That I don't think of the Better Business Bureau as a place to think of for fraud. I think of the police and other places.
Yeah, so at BBB, our scam tracker report, across North America, we had over 2 million visits to our scam tracker. So not only do you report scams, but you can also look and see what scams or fraud might be happening in your area. So maybe if you're not looking for yourself, but maybe you would like to have an eye on, you know, where a parent lives or a child lives, and you want to see what scams are more prevalent in that area. There's a lot of resources that you can do, and the important thing is all of it are real conversation starters with loved ones. Don't assume that they know. Just bring them up as conversations on, I read about this or I heard about this. The more that we can normalize conversations, the more that we can keep people safe.
But I have a question. Do you have
Yeah, we're going to bring